Hi everyone, and so in this video I am going to show you how to transcribe your interview in Adobe Premiere Pro. So I'm in Windows, so Macs are a little bit different, but we go to the window here, the window icon, and I go to all, and then I just scroll down to Adobe Premiere Pro. So it'll be listed under A for Adobe, and I open it up. And I'm going to do a new project, and this is going to be, I'm going to just type test transcript. And on my chubby hard drive, I have some interviews I did with for my film on dementia. So I'm not going to pick Lynn because 1 hour is going to take a long time. Not real long. It's like 15 minutes, but still you don't want to be waiting 15 minutes. So I'm going to pick this one where she's describing some of the photographs, and it's 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And over here in the sequence, you can name it. I can call it Lynn Transcribe. And then I hit create. And what I want you to what I want to make sure is that you guys are in the right workspace. Because I've been testing this out, I am in the right workspace. But by default, now there are several computer labs on campus. There's one with video computers in the library on the main level. And I think they're PCs. And they say for video editing. There may be another lab in the library that has PCs with Adobe Premiere Pro on it. I know Home's 103. You can work in there if classes aren't in session, and they have PCs in there. And there's 2 Mac labs over in Tower, part of the art department, that have Adobe Premiere Pro on it. And I believe there's another lab in the library and possibly in Daly that might have. There's a lot of machines on campus that have Adobe Premiere Pro. But what we want to do is the default. So you see this icon over here? It's 1, 2, 3, 4 from the right. So this would put you at full screen. This is a progress dashboard. That's a quick export. And then this says workspaces. Default is either learning or assembly on campus. And what you want to make sure of is that you're in captions and graphs. And if you do like a 15-minute interview, it's not going to take long at all. And while I was trying to demonstrate this and figure out where I was going with it, this is a 2-minute piece, and it transcribed within 3 minutes. So it's pretty quick. Now, if you select an area and then hit this, oh, and I should tell you this too. We want to be up here. You're going to see source, Lumetri scopes, that's for color, effects control, and you want to be in the text tab. And then you want to be in transcript. And right now it says no dialogue found. So as soon as I touch the timeline, it's going to have your transcription. If you select an area of your transcript and you hit the pencil, it'll allow you to type in here and make changes. Some of the things that happen is maybe sometimes, like right here, the word this, the T might be lowercase, punctuation might be off. You want to be careful not to really correct how people speak because they speak in broken language, but you want to make sure that caps are there, and that a word that might be challenging for it, like when I do medical documentaries, some of the medical procedures are a little challenging, so it doesn't always spell it properly, so you might need to rewrite the correct or spell the word correctly for whatever you're doing. If you click on this icon here, it lets you know you know, about speakers, pauses, you know, um, minimum pause between lengths, so you can change that if you want, you know, even shorter pauses. Um, if you look here where it says so you can, and it puts this three little dots to say that there is a pause, and it'll do it for any pause that is 3/4 of a second or more. And you could lower that if you wanted to. And you can have it find whole words and match capitalization. I usually don't touch this. Um, and then if you hit these three dots up here for the next menu, um, you know, if you do generate static transcript and you do the drop down arrow, here is where you can do English. And I want to have separate speakers because I'm asking questions and then I want my questions being asked differently than when she's responding. And then I want to have a mix because I have two microphones going. But you could change that to one channel if you wanted. Then when you're exporting this, you want to export it as a text file. If you do it as a transcript, it's literally a dot transcript, and it only can be read by transcription software. And then the CSV file format is for closed captioning. And so when I do my films and I send this out to a distributor, I not only export out my movie, but I export out the transcript as a CSV file so then they can embed it as a closed captioning. So we want to export it out as a text file. And you can see I already did one as a Lin transcript. And we can I'll probably overwrite it. And so if I go to now, I go to my folder here, and you can see that now I have a transcribe and a transcript. You can't go into Word. If I go into Word and I do File, Open, and I browse, and I'm into my NEH videos, it won't show up. The text files won't show up unless you do all up here or you do text files. So make sure you're on all, and then you can click on it and hit open, and then it opens this up. And then what you'd want to do is then instead of being unknown, I would type in Lin. And I usually, what I do for the people who are speaking is I would type the name and I would bold it so I can tell the difference between, and I usually cap it. And then that way I know the difference between when I'm speaking and when my experts are speaking. And then that's your transcription. And now what I would do is I would save it as a, you know, a .docx for, you know, a Word file. And then that's it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You can find me, V or Zell at brockport.edu. Have a fabulous day.